Alright, so this is the ummagawd acrobrat 3-inch frame. Let's get right into it. This is a 3-inch frame. It's made for the Split Mini, which is pretty cool. But I did notice actually recently that everybody has received those Cadix or Cadix turtlet cameras, which I'm not sure, because I don't know a lot about the Cadix company, but you know, if those end up working good, I could see everybody going for those over the Split Mini, especially since it's only a 1 stack instead of a 2 like the Split Mini is. But yeah, this frame is made for 3 different stacks, which is really awesome. You got your Split Mini up front, your 4-in-1 and your flight controller, and then your VTX or whatever. There's plenty of room to put your receiver. I would probably put it up front. On this build, I'm actually using a Crossfire Micro or Nano. Crossfire Nano, so it's going to fit up here perfectly. And since the whole front area is wide open, you know, you'll be able to get to the bind button and everything, even though you don't even have to push the bind button on this thing. But yeah, it'll be out in the open. I'm not sure yet where I'm going to be putting the antenna, but anyway, you get a lot of stuff with it. So this pile of stuff over here, you get this battery strap, all these stuff right here. There's M3 screws for the standoffs, plus you get the standoffs. These are 25mm M3 standoffs. They're textured. They're pretty cool color too. It's different than normal. You're going to use the M3 screws for those. There's 10 screws and 5 standoffs. And because there's 5 standoffs, it makes this thing just solid as a rock. Then you got your little M2 hardware. There's M2 nuts, plastic M2 nuts, long M2 screws, short M2 screws, washers. And then you get a bunch of grommets. So these are the grommets that go for your stack. They go in here and where your stack goes. You got 3 different colors, but I don't think that you're gonna get all these like after a while, because there was a note in with this that said that the reason there were so many of these is to test them out or something, test out what works best. These are the ones that go for the side plates. So you got your side plates here that have these grommets in them. Shit. Your side plates have the grommets in them, and then they just slide right on to the base plate here, which is a pretty cool idea. Which way is the front? I guess they're both the same, huh? Doesn't matter. And these, it's just such a nice tight fit. They just slide right on so easily. And everything is just completely isolated. Look at that. So this whole top part is just, you know, it's not going to move this much once it's screwed in, but yeah, it's completely isolated from the base plate. You can see that gap right there. There's like a 1.5mm gap. Pretty cool. And then since these are 25mm standoffs and you got a 20mm camera, you got little spacers right here on each side of the camera that you put in. With the camera all the way back, it's protected. You can even come forward a little bit and it's still protected all the way to almost all the way up. So camera is nice and protected. I love the shape, how it just goes around the camera. It's perfect. I wasn't going to get one of these. This actually isn't even mine. I'm building this for somebody, but I'm not a huge fan of the heavier 3-inch. I'm into micros, as you all know. I love 2.5-inch. I love 3-inch too, but only a lighter 3-inch. This frame is like 50 something grams, 51 I think. And the 3-inch that I usually build are about half that. So this is definitely made for like heavier motors, like 1407s, and that's what I'm putting on here is these HGLRC Flame 1407 3600 kV motors. These are out of a XJB 145. I'm also using a HGLRC F440 stack. Got the 40 amp 4-in-1 and F4 flight controller, and then I got the Split Mini This is a AKK Nano 2 and Crossfire Nano. Yeah, so that's what's going in here. I like how it has this plate too, you know, so you can top mount your battery. That's probably what most people are gonna do. So the thing with me is I use these 650 3S and 4S. When you're using these 1407s, most people are gonna be using like the 850 4S batteries, and those things are huge, way bigger than this battery. So it's probably gonna be sticking out more and up higher. You know, they're way bigger than these, so it makes it a lot heavier, and that's why I'm not a fan of them. But that's just me. You know, a lot of people love these heavier 1407, 1507 3-inch. I'm just not a huge fan of them. But this is a very nice frame. Very nice. The carbon is just amazing. I love the carbon. I wish every frame I ever bought had this same carbon. It's really nice. It's all chamfered edges. Every single edge is filed down. So smooth and nice. High quality. It just feels high quality and looks high quality. So yeah, these little grommets go in for the stack. Those are for the side plates. So everything is completely isolated. It's crazy. You get the ummagawd. Where is that stuff? It's already cut perfectly for this top plate. I don't know how you would do the bottom mount. I guess you just wouldn't put anything up here. It would just look like that, and then just put a battery strap down here. I guess you could put the ummagawd over that stuff. I'm more of a bottom mount person, but you know, on this frame it's probably best for top. It just looks right on this frame. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's 3 millimeters thick. What are these? These are probably 2 or something. Damn it. My daughter's messing with this thing. Shit, it looks like the battery's dying. Yeah, 2 millimeter side plates. 3 millimeter bottom. So I'm gonna get this built up.
Are you a funny head?
Yeah. And I'll be back. Alright, so here is the acrobrat. Almost finished up. I wanted to start the video up again before I put it completely together, so you guys could kind of see what the inside looks like. Let's see. So yeah, you can see the split mini up front there, and I can't find that metal bracket that goes right here. I really need that because, you know, it helps hold the damn plug on. It would probably be fine without it, you know, because I mean, how is it gonna come up? But I think after, if like you're crashing a lot and stuff and bumping it, I think bumps would probably eventually make it come undone. I don't know what the hell happened to it. I found the bigger one, but anyway, you can see here I use like taller standoffs for the front. Let me just unplug this. For the bottom, because I wanted to kind of raise it up so that, you know, it wasn't hard to plug in a USB. Like, you can get a USB in now over the wires there. And I use the standoffs that come with the split mini for in between the stack, which they work fine, and then M2 nuts on top for the F440. So they give you these, like I said earlier, and they kind of stick up from through the bottom there. So it's almost enough, but not quite to where I felt comfortable with putting just the straight ESC down on it. So I added a little bit of a extra little M2 rubber, I don't know, like a little rubber grommet or spacer or whatever that I had. but I cut it in half so it wasn't a full tall one. So I put one of those on each and then squished it down, so now you can see there's plenty of space, so it's not going to touch the carbon at all. And the entire stack is just completely isolated from the frame, which is just so cool. Pretty awesome. I got the AKK Nano 2 back here. I use this Gorilla Tape. I've probably said that 10 times now, but it's the 15-pound stuff, and man, it is so good. I put 2 pieces under here, and this thing, I mean, I could swing this thing around just by holding the VTX and it would not come off. I mean, it's on there so good. It takes quite a bit of pressure to pull it up, so that's going to be fine just by itself without anything else on there. Totally fine. I just strapped the crossfire antenna down right here. It's going to be fine like that. And put the receiver on top of the flight controller with that same Gorilla foam tape. That stuff is so awesome. You guys got to get some. Everybody should have some. Anybody that builds quads needs a roll of this stuff. It's amazing. I use a little bit thicker wire. I use 16 gauge instead of, I usually use 18 gauge, but this is a little bit higher current than normal, so 16 gauge would be great on here. God, this frame is beautiful. So I need to still add some Loctite to the screws. And of course put this top plate on. I love how this goes on here too. These grommets just slide right in so perfectly. Pretty nice. Tighten these screws down. Probably go all the way back. Maybe somewhere around in the middle. Then just need, I think that antenna is going to be good right there. These antennas are good. The battery cable. Put the ummagawd down. It's cut perfectly. I like how they sewed the battery strap into the top plate there, so you don't have to worry about putting it in. It's already on. So, oh dang it, I should have got it on video of me binding up the crossfire, because it just binds up so easily. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and actually put a battery on here. I think I'm gonna throw a 654. Actually, it doesn't even matter. I'm not gonna be flying it. I'm just gonna throw this battery on here. This is a 653S. Let's turn on my radio. I already have it bound up. God, this video, I didn't do a very good job on this video. And we'll arm it. Yeah, this thing's gonna rip. Just straight rip. It's just so, everything is just so perfect on it, you know. I mean, look how much space there is. You got just so much room for everything. Everything has its place. I need to zip tie these front two arms down. I don't have an antenna on my radio. That's why it's doing that, see? Anyway, yeah, I think that's all I got. So, beautiful frame for somebody looking for, you know, a hardcore 3-inch with some bigger motors and wants to get some HD footage without running a GoPro. This is your frame. Sweet. Alright, thanks for watching.